privacy and personal information. Well, Facebook has been blasted recently for not doing that. So the social networking site plans to introduce simplified privacy settings starting tomorrow. What's that going to look like? Anthony Mongeluzzo is an internet security expert with Pro Computer Services. Good to see you, Anthony.
Carrie Lee, great to see you.
Well, right now, so you have to go to the privacy settings, make a whole bunch of different choices on who can see and can't see what. I find it totally confusing, but change is coming. What's that going to look like?
Hopefully it looks a lot different than it does right now.
Easier.
Yes,
yeah.
Many people are just so confused and they really don't know what they're setting. One of the big things that I'm looking for with the changes are that they automatically opt you out of all the Facebook services. A lot of times they have a thing called instant personalization, which will share information that doesn't seem really that important to Pandora, which is a music site, and some other things. You should be opted out of that. That information should not be shared. And I also want to see a much easier user interface and a way for you to easier see what's being shared, what's out there. You need to know it's your private information.
Yeah. It needs to be simpler than it is. And what do you think? I mean, the other thing you probably want to see is that it really will protect user information. Do you think these changes will be enough?
Anything that goes on the internet, you could never assume it's going to be private or public. So while the changes I think will be helpful, I don't think it's going to offer the 100% safe and secure social networking that people are looking for. And that's really the definition of social networking. You're putting it out there, making it social. So while it'll help, I don't necessarily think it's the come-all, be-all.
Yeah, and part of it's up to us. If you don't want it out there, don't put it up there.
No one's forcing you.
Here's something else I want to ask you about. A new application is being tried in a few doctors' offices in Chicago. Now, it's called MedWait Time. This program sends out alerts to patients if a doctor's running behind so they can leave a little later, spend less time in the waiting room. It sounds good. Do you think it'll work?
I think this is amazing, and I think it could work really well. The way the application actually does work is that in the doctor's office, the office staff will update the website, and anyone that has their cell phone registered will receive a text message or some other type of notification as you choose, and it'll let you know if the doctor's running on time or not, which if he's running an hour late, that hour you would value a lot more rather than sitting in the waiting room. Yeah,
there are not enough hours in the day as it is. So you think this will, I mean, if this does work and it sounds like you have faith in it, could we see this across the country potentially?
Yeah, that's the game plan. They're planning on releasing this application nationally once they do some more local testing with some other local doctors' offices, and I think if the tests are positive, I think investors and people alike will really embrace the concept.
Yeah, and by the way, Disney's using a similar system at some of its parks right now, so it obviously works for them. All right, thanks so much. And Anthony Mongeluzzo in our newsroom, thanks.
Great, thank you.